In this episode, I want to try to boot OpenVMS on my AlphaServer DS10 via Ethernet from my AlphaServer 800s and use the AlphaServer DS10 as a satellite. Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode, and the last episode I've changed my old AlphaServer DS10 with AlphaServer DS10L, and now the AlphaServer DS10 is used as an AlphaStation again, and you can see here there is now a running DECwindows Motif instance. This is OpenVMS version 8.4 and this is running locally. And in this episode I will try out to boot this AlphaServer DS10, or now we'll call it AlphaStation DS10, as a satellite. So I will use my other AlphaServers, or my both AlphaServer 800s, as boot servers. I've did these things with my VEXes, so I think in my workstation 4000 VLC video I've booted the workstation 4000 VLC as a satellite from my VEX, and this is also possible from Alpha, but I did not try out it with Alpha, so today I will try out to boot an Alpha satellite from an Alpha boot server. I think it's also possible to boot VEX machines from Alpha, but yeah, I need to find out how to do that, so this is maybe something to do later. So it should be possible to do that, to boot a VEX from Alpha, but then I need VEX OpenVMS image on the Alpha, and at the moment I really do not know how to install such an image on an Alpha machine. But back to the Alpha satellite and the Alpha booting server. You can load OpenVMS via MOP from a boot server, and then the administration of satellite can done on the servers. So the administration is then easier than administrate every workstation for its own. But the disadvantage is you have a lot of network load while loading all the stuff from the boot server. First of all, I need to configure the AlphaServer as a boot server and add this machine here as a satellite. And then I hope that I can boot this machine as a satellite. So, but we will see it in that video. So now I'm in one of the AlphaServer 800s. Let's have a look. Show system, and we can, oops, let's type it correctly. System. Yes, we are on the machine AXP1, which is one of the 3 systems in my cluster. I can show you the cluster, but viewers who know my channel know also my cluster configuration. At the moment you can see these 3 Alpha nodes. And to add a satellite, we need to go to the cluster configuration, add cluster config. Yes, and we want cluster boot servers, and then change cluster member characteristics, and will enable this as a boot server, and I will also enable, yeah, allocation class is 255. Configuration. I don't know if it's also a disk server, so let's start it again and change and enable as a disk server. No, but I think it has been configured as a disk server before, but we will see that. So let's go into the cluster config again and add an Alpha node to the cluster. So this is 1. Let's read what's written over there. Yes, I will continue. No. Yes, it's a satellite. What's the SCS node name? It's AWS1. And the system, this ID number is, hope that's the address, or otherwise I have to calculate it. Yes. will it run DECnet? Yes. What's the hardware address name? This is, hope it's written with dashes. 10 dash 64. 7B. And this is a standard thing. We'll call it sys190. This is the way I show that the satellite on the VEC system, the folders, the number behind the name sys is also the DECnet address. So you can see also on the VECs that this is a satellite. Allow control no, and I will use DECwindows workstation software. Yes, and now I will create everything. Well, DEC server no. Yes. Use the standard sizes. No, there's no disk. There are local disks in the machine, but one is the Debian installation, and this is still used for Debian development, and the other disk is the local VMS installation. So it will use the disk from the boot server, and now it will create everything. And so now I think it's configured, and when the system was a disk server before, but I think it was a disk server before, I'm able to boot the machine now via the network. Before I started the cluster configuration, I did install some licenses on that machine, but I did it off camera. It's necessary because you need also licenses for the satellites, but I will talk about the licenses after the machine has booted. So now we can see the SRM, and I've entered the MAC address from the network card EWA0, and if we enter boot EWA0, I hope that it's trying a boot. So it's trying out MOP boot. Problem is there is no link on the DEC hub, so I have to figure out why there is no link. Maybe this it's the wrong configuration of the network card. But now then I will have to wait until the MOP boot fails and check the configuration. It's possible that's set to fast Ethernet duplex mode, and the network card I can abort it. Okay, the Ethernet the network hardware is DEC repeater 90 TS, so it's just ordinary Ethernet. So I think it's show EVA0 mode. Okay, it's English. Set to US American. What's this? Yeah, it's set to fast. I don't really know which are the available options, and also typed it incorrectly. So let's have a look into the manual and check the possibilities. It's just twisted dash pair. So set EWA0 mode twisted dash pair. Now the link light has come up. So let's try the booting again. Yeah, and I get there's also a message on the booting server, and it's connected to MSTP server for system disk to AXP1. So it was disk server before. Don't have to run out again. And it starts OpenVMS version 7.3-2. And now it's a VMScluster member, AWS. Now it switched into the OpenVMS Alpha virtual controller and did some configuration, and the first start it will run autogen, and I think it will reboot after running autogen. And it also will take a while. And now it has started, and you can see now this is the machine AWS1, and I saw on the screen, which you have seen before, that I've entered the wrong date while starting the cluster. Today is not the 5th of May, today is the 16th May. Yeah, but this was a mistake while I booted the cluster today. So it's the wrong date, but yeah, it's not an issue. And I saw as well that because this now is a member is starting from the AlphaServer 800, it also starts Apache on during startup, because it's the same startup procedure like the AlphaServer 800. So all devices are mounted like on the AlphaServer 800s, and all services are started which are defined during the AlphaServer 800 startup. So now we are in DECwindows. This is the DECwindows Motif login screen, and I should log in with my standard username and password. Interestingly, the keyboard is set to American at the moment, but I'm able to log in, and we can see the new desktop for OpenVMS. I've told you about the new desktop for OpenVMS in the AlphaServer DS10 video. And we see the desktop, and let's start a terminal. I can close all that stuff. Don't need it. Yes, that's the terminal. And let's check the licenses. So these are the licenses loaded to this node. It's really interesting because there are enough licenses on the AlphaServer 800. Most licenses are not necessary, so I need an OpenVMS license for that machine. This is loaded. It's way too big, but as it was a spare license with 400 units. And I've also added this license here. It's called net-app-sup-200. This is a license for a product called NAS, or NAS. It's not Network Attached Storage. No, that's not the meaning of NAS. It's called Network Application Support, and these are packages with various softwares, and there are different versions, 150, 200, I think it's up to 400, and the license with the 200 contains the DECnet license and the UCX license. And also DECprint license, but I do not need this DECprint supervisor, and the DECwindows Motif license. You can see there's no dedicated DECwindows Motif license, but because there are enough UCX licenses and DECnet license dedicated on the server, I think it used this license as well. But when I saw it correctly, this NetApp-sup-200 license does not contain VMScluster license, but there's also enough VMScluster licensing, but it's necessary to add a suitable license for all of your satellites you're using together with your cluster. And let's have checked the devices, and it's the same devices like on my AlphaServer 800. Let's go up here, and you can see all the folders which are usually mounted on my AlphaServer 800. They are also mounted over here, so it's I can work on that machine, I think, like I'm using the AlphaServer 800, but it's a dedicated workstation with a running network booted OpenVMS image. Yeah, and now we can see it's possible to boot also Alpha via MOP or booting an OpenVMS image via MOP. And that's also the end of that shorter video, but I hope you found it interesting, and you can leave comments down below, or like the video, or follow the channel, whatever you want. You think you know what you can do with YouTube. And thanks for watching, and see you on the next episode.